including Neadian, the patrol leader from Invasion from the Unknown S1, S2, were like slain. When the Chaos Empire invaded, it was a shame, but well. Now, next scenario, we are still en route to the elves, to, well, our friends in a way. We rested for one night and swiftly resumed our travel back to the far north. With their most powerful overlord gone for good, the undead creatures and their masters roaming about in mountains proved to be little more than occasional nuisance. A few cultists dared to challenge Malkasha on repeated occasions, but none of them were an appropriate mate for his power, however weakened he might be after all these years. Naturally, their lives were cut short by their futile boldness. Some of those who witnessed our combined force hastened to offer us shelter and provisions to make it across the long pass. A handful of young acolytes even went as far as to inquire about joining Malkasha's own sizable cult of followers. None of us particularly objected to the motion, but we all agreed to keep them under careful observation. After many days, our trip finally came to an end. We were back in the northern country, safe and away from Strife's grasp. Oh, or so it seemed at first. After the storm, Scenario 3, Civil War in the North. I don't like this. They're seeing signs of recent battle in this area. Quickly, let us investigate what happened here. I hope it's not too late. So just gonna say we are close to the place where we left the elves with their new country to live in. So of course Gallus is worried. Very worried. Who are you? Why, do you bring your unholy slaves to feast on our fallen remains? We are sworn allies of the people of the far north, and the undead support us against our enemies. It is the Lady of Light! I had heard rumors, but this fortress barely stands. What wild creatures have come to plague you the northern country? The elves, my lady. The elves have gone mad and are attacking each other, laying waste to every settlement in their path. Neither faction is willing to seek a peaceful end to this conflict, and we don't think we can withstand their siege for much longer. Most of our men have died defending the city walls, and resources are increasingly scarce. Like, not cool. We cannot continue without your help, and the messengers we sent to the Grand Council for reinforcements have not returned yet. I will probably hate myself for the rest of my life for asking help from those who deal with dark magic, but we cannot waste our time here. We must help these poor people and try to negotiate a deal with our kinsmen. We must not allow another civil war to tear our civilization apart. Otherwise, our sacrifices would have been in vain. We'll help you defend your fortress until those reinforcements arrive. Thank you. Lead us, my lord. Resist until the Grand Council's reinforcements arrive at the end of turns. 20 turns. And notes, you will not be able to recall human defenders in later scenarios. Also, no early finish bonus, but 30% of gold carried over to the next scenario. Basically, I want to minimize the amount of gold I spend per turn. Yeah. So, I can get riding corpses in this scenario, so I'm gonna recruit one, and really only one walking corpse. Then, as you can see, two factions beating each other up for to us unknown reasons. This guy we do not know. We know we left Inodian in charge of them together with Lady Unaya. And by the way, this guy, Unide, we saw in Invasion from the Unknown, a royal meeting. Just give me a moment. I just wanna find that save file, reload you, and show you that it really was there. So basically, that his existence was acknowledged at some point. Where is it? A royal meeting. There we are. There it is. 15 days ago I played that one. So skip the whole thing. So this down there, that ranger down there should be Unide. I do not dare to skip the whole talking, because then the scenario would just end and we would never see this unit again. So I'm just gonna wait for them to talk a bit. Okay, let's Inodian. Furin talks to us. It is also possible that Oneida never talks at all, apparently. But at least we know that there is some archer that is for some reason important. Like back then we still had Übergales. Where is he? Over there. Not quite as strong yet, still OP. But yeah, we don't this. Anyway, even back then we knew about some kind of important Elvish archer, and I think it's reasonable to assume that it neither is the very same archer. I mean, otherwise it would be just a random one and it would be not quite as interesting, honestly. So I'm really thinking it's that one. Then Malcatcher can just easily hold this side. I'm just gonna send all of those living units over, well, human units over there as well, so they do not get caught in the fight against the elves on this side. Like, of course, I won't be able to use them next scenario or any future scenario, but I still wanna keep them safe. Like, it would be quite careless to just sacrifice them to keep my units safe, and I don't want to do that. First of all, so resilient, intelligent. Inky is actually not gonna take part in much of the fight. I wanna take the villages over there. Like, they are not part. They do not belong to Selden or neither. They belong to the Grand Council, and they won't take, like, those two won't go for any of those villages. So I can take them in peace. I mean, I'm not turning down a free village, that's for sure. Okay, yeah, no. Those two, because they're somewhat close. But after that, I will once more just recruit new ones, fresh ones, instead of recalling some of the older ones, more useless ones. So yeah, at first they're just gonna fight each other and well, deplete their forces. In a way that makes it worse for me, because that means the winning side will have their forces kinda bunched up. So once they arrive at me, they do not arrive in ones or twos or something, but really as a huge group. That hurts me a lot. So yeah, less than ideal for me. Great for them though. What the hell? They have enchantresses that can level up. That's unfair. It's also inconsistent in one. Damn it, Tikali, did you really have to name yourself Shrek Slayer But fine. It is okay. It is... I'll allow it. Any preferences regarding the fairy or not? Who is that? Who is it that helps the human sub-people defend the town against the true rulers of the forest? I am Gallus, an elf of the Wall of Elinia like you. What is the reason for this unnecessary bloodshed? We are at war with those who have taken the life of Lord Inodian and his successor. Are you supporters of the full chaos too? You know me well, Unida. I would not support anyone, elf or otherwise, who would threaten the life of our leaders and our civilization. However, you are not doing any good by murdering innocent humans and elves. There must be a way to solve this problem without resorting to fighting. In these grim times, with war already raging in the Outer Lands, the last thing we need is conflict between ourselves as well. It will be our definite doom. The traitors must be judged by elvish law, not by chaos and death. Who do you think you are to give me orders? I am in charge of our people now, and I do not listen to those who ally themselves to this worthless human scum and their fool dark sorcerers. Racism much indeed. Diplomacy isn't going to work, of course. This pity elf has a death wish. Avoid killing their leaders at all costs. If we want to solve this conflict, we'll need the Grand Council to negotiate with the faction leaders. And without them, I fear that their successors may incite an even worse bloodshed. I only wish we could stop our kingsmen without resorting to violence. Someone fault me? Oh, another viewer's raid from Jacob's Gun. Thanks for that. As it seems now, there is no other option for us to hold out against their troops until help arrives. To arms! Well, basically still the same, but this time with the added defeat condition, the death of an enemy leader, because at that point, well, they are not gonna back down anymore. First of all, thanks to Chekhov's Gun and Computer Player for joining us with this watching, and for the record Chekhov's, I keep saying Chekhov's gun, but it's actually Chekhov's cannon, and he streams ladder games, like basically the version of ranked games for Wesnoth. It's not official stuff, but some people organize it anyway. Oh yeah. Then yes, this is user-made content. This is, to be precise, After the Storm. I played Invasion from the Unknown previously, well, prequel to this already. After the Storm is the sequel to Invasion from the Unknown. I die for our people! Ah, great. Now we are killing other elves. Ouch. Didn't have to say it like that, honestly. Right. What do they want to do? I'm moving this broken corpse over there to get more of them. Yeah. Ladder is community organized, it's not organized by the official Wesnoth team. The campaign is going pretty well, like, this is the third scenario, and I just breezed through the previous scenario in, I think, something around 30 minutes. So yeah, it is going pretty well. Yeah, like you might notice that I've got a lot of fairies. I'm doing something called Tinkerbell meter. Playing well, like recruiting only fairies and recalling them whenever they are available. If I cannot recruit all fairies, then I'm free to do recruit or recall anything. There are also a few exceptions, like the walking corpse I recruit to get my collection of, what's it called? Of, well, different kinds of walking corpses. Also, we have someone who wants to name a unit, a fairy. He especially changed their viewer name, so I would name it like this instead of Tikari. Well, there you go, Shrek Slayer 69420. Like, I do think it's kinda childish, but I'll allow it. More sprites, please. So yeah, I'm not gonna do something like it's an endless amount of sprites, even though with this kind of income and gold, starting gold, I almost could. I'm gonna stop at like 40 units, I think. Remember, half of them are loyal human units, so I don't have to be that much upkeep. And then I'm just gonna collect more and more gold for the next scenario. Also, having no early finish bonus in this scenario makes sense, because you are playing until the end of turns anyway. So even if there was early finish bonus enabled, you wouldn't get anything out of it. Alright, for those who raided me and just came in, right now we are obviously between two factions of elves who hate each other. They accuse each other of killing their previous leader, and they do not mind that they are slaughtering innocent elves and humans, while who are caught in between of that war. Yes. Damn it, Iris. You placed this Elvish Enchantress in there. I did not allow it to level up. And I'm so... Actually, I'm thinking about feeding it enough... Nah, no, I'm not gonna feed it enough XP to level up. That would be... stupid. No, just... No, but although it's very tempting to have a sylph in... But it would be an enemy sylph, so... You've seen what not happen more than once before. Someone beating an enemy unit so it levels up to an Elvish Enchantress or what? Because it would be a feat indeed. Like... Okay, yeah, the level up, that's honestly amazing. But... no, it's not gonna happen on my watch. So, just one more and then we're done with recruiting. Hey, there's even free with the perfect traits, so that's great. Yay. I don't think the computer can ever level a unit up to a sylph if it's starting with an enchantress. Like... no, no. My issue with this one being able to level up to a sylph is that, well, that it feels inconsistent with the previous campaign Invasion from the Unknown, where, well, apparently the lore and knowledge to level up to a sylph was totally lost, and now, boom, I leave for like 5 weeks and they rediscover this? Like, and if you say it's okay, then it's okay. I'm just wondering if if it's an oversight, if it's a problem for the lore or not. Like, if you have some background explanation you never show anyone, that's fine with me too. I really just want to check with you if it's alright or if it's a accident. So they don't really dare to attack me. I can relate. I don't want to fight him. But yeah, I kinda have to. So Enki is still en route to grabbing a couple of villages. Okay, if it's intentional, that's great. Right, I can get a sylph. I remember that in one of the future scenarios when I fight elves again, I can also turn units to my side. So I technically can also turn an elvish shaman and level it up to a sylph. Is that a problem? Like, just wondering. Yep, a lot of butterflies, Evanisco. Do you also want to have a butterfly named after yourself or not? This one. Iris, I'm not complaining about. I'm not saying that there can't be any changes in Invasion from the Unknown, or that they can't rediscover something like you pointed out right now, that Invasion from the Unknown takes place a span of 2 years. It's just once I leave. When I left the elves, I was not able to level up enchantress to sylph, so the lore, the knowledge was not restored at that point. And yeah. And I basically learned this stuff you're talking about only after I left them in. I honestly don't know how long they were traveling. And yet, to reiterate, I'm not saying, oh no, you did a bad thing, don't undo this. I'm just saying, hey, look, this could be an inconsistency. Please tell me if it is. And if it is, then fix it. So, first of all, Evanisco, this is After the Storm, the sequel to Invasion from the Unknown, both written by Iris, or also Shadowmaster is known to some people. I'm playing on 1.75 instead of 1 because, like, I'm playing faster than the base speed. Well, because the base speed is just glacially slow. So basically, no thanks. But I'm not playing as fast as you apparently expected me to, because I do enjoy the animations, and well, if I go really fast, I can't really watch them. So, die. Yeah, and 8 times the speed is practical, but there's no enjoying stuff anymore. I go really, really fast for difficult scenarios or scenarios with a lot of units. But even that only when I'm not streaming, so it's basically off limits right now. Like if... Okay, maybe... oh, I totally forgot about Igor. Whoops. Actually, Iris, are you still there? Igor was not moved together with Gallus, Ilinia, and Malkesha when we discovered the town. Just saying. Okay, then. But let me put a label moved so I can remember that when you're back. So first of all, I kind of have to run from this army. While Evanisco, I don't really have to fight him with butterflies. I just chose to do so. Like, I can also recruit undead, especially skeletons, and skeleton archers would be very useful here. Goes through, because, well, beyond beyond this Irish enchantress that never moves, they do not have arcane damage, and we added the sorceress and the enchantress I already killed over there and got a soulless out of it. Okay, I'm playing something that was named Tinkerbell meter, and yeah, it involves just playing with fairies only. Yeah, that's not something I have to do, but it's a choice I made. Let's go. Right, and to reiterate for those who did not see it, this fortress over there belongs to humans. They're just caught between two enemy elvish factions. And yeah, they asked me for help, so I'm trying to help. Ouch. Mean. Actually, okay, yeah, they do have elvish riders, scouts and stuff. So yeah, Nisko, if you want to explain the faction I'm playing right now, it's basically fairies allied with undead, while previously it was elves, including fairies allied with undead. Yeah. Also, I think I kinda have to keep running from them, because I do not have any tanks yet. Alright, this is the short deck. So I can afford to take a bit of damage and then just hit him back next turn. That is possible indeed. Nope. Not there. Over there. And this should be pretty safe, I think. So this guy can't really backstab me. This is a lot of scouts actually. They might fight a bit actually, so distracting a lot of them, that would be nice. So yeah, see here. Iris. When we discovered the people in the town, where they asked me for help, I accept, and then Gallus, Elinia, and Malkasha moved into the town, but Igo was just left where he was. Okay, this is some interesting lore, like Iris was just saying. The elves were so busy learning so much stuff in a year's time, so much stuff that in a year's time they'll be able to render the whole shaman line obsolete. Cool. But yeah, I was talking about Igo just now. Okay, so you thought you addressed it, you didn't. Then I'm just glad that I pointed it out. So, and those guys are so many enemies, that's scary. I'm not happy about being attacked by so many enemies. Not at all. So yeah, this one is gonna get wrecked very, very fast indeed. I'm just glad they don't really dare to attack me and go over there instead. Well, even though I probably could take them, it would be a couple of losses, and to boot, I've got only loyal units over there, so no one I would give XP. Like, remember those loyal units, they're just gonna leave me next scenario. So yeah, now it's daytime, and now I have a lot of damage available. Also wondering if this is some kind of special place. But yeah, I can check later. Dinky does have enough time. So scary. Very scary. Just gonna pretend I'm not fighting them at all. So they want to take me to begin with. Well, yeah, I have like 20 or something units that are loyal, so my upkeep isn't that high. And the fortress has a lot of villages available, and I'm stealing a couple of villages over there as well. Iris, I have a 40% gold carryover to the next scenario, so I don't see what's gonna happen to my money that would be bad. Yeah. Okay, good night, Elvenesco, and thanks for doing translations. Ooh. So, gotta just slay the hell out of them. Yeah, that's... I don't know if you disallowed gold from being carried over from here. But I can only tell you that right now it's saying that there is a gold carryover and that I'm assuming that there will be one. I guess we'll just have to see. Maybe you just forgot to add the right node. Maybe it is the way it looks. Actually, I can use a couple of those humans as tanks. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, and those guys just fight it out over there. Oh, come on, do not disallow gold carryover to the next scenario. The next scenario is plenty hard, honestly. No need to make it harder. Okay, so at least I am still lucky enough to have gold carryover from this scenario. Just apparently it's gonna get disabled for the next version. Ah, shame. Well, at least those guys are fighting each other. That's something, I guess. I'm sad now. So what I'm wondering right now, some of the enemy lawyer units just move to attack, like this guy, and this one down there as well, and others just stick around the leaders, so there's sort of the goods, I guess. Those four, for example, for this one, and this one being an aggressive front. Like, what the hell does this one want? Okay, so I'm glad that you're not gonna change the gold carryover, or at least not yet. Small blessings. Also, die. Okay. Then there's a village over there, and I'm not afraid to make use of it. Right, I wanted mounted corpse, so I'm gonna kill that one and turn it into an undead. Like normal stuff. So where are my resilient, intelligent dudes? Like this one. Actually, nah, oh wait. I can do that. I can just recruit another walking corpse, so I can finish off this one. You mean like this dude? Like... Yeah, it is still Tinkerbell meter if I'm handpicking zombies, because I'm not recruiting and recalling them to make an army, but well, to make a collection. So I think that's totally fine. But yeah, I should not recruit more than one per scenario. And once they've done their job, I'm just gonna put them away instead of letting them keep fighting. As long as I keep to that, I don't see a problem. Yeah, I did recruit them. And as I said, I don't see a problem as long as I really don't use them to, well, fight a fight. Just... they are there to look, well, sort of pretty. Yes, I did. I did recruit something else than sprites, while playing only sprites. And personally, I do not have a problem with that. And so far no one has complained. Well, except you just now. But to be fair, since someone has complained now, I think that's good enough of a reason to just, well, stop doing that, even though it really is a shame. Like really, having a zombie collection is cool. You gotta admit it, especially since more and more zombie variations are being added right now. I think there's recently even there was what's it called? A scorpion added? Well, technically I do want to add the rule, do want to ban the rules like that, but I do not like banning rules in general, so it's actually not that okay. So I'm just not gonna do that anymore. It's honestly usually just a distraction. And especially in this campaign, it's not that worth it, because every couple of scenarios you just wipe my recall list anyway, rendering all the effort, well, mood. So it's not worth the stress, honestly. Like, did you put a swamp village into shallow water just now? By the way, I'm still waiting for Nemara to add drakes to Descent into Darkness, so you can get a drake walking corpse. That would be really nice, you know. So what did I want to do just now? I think I just wanted to kill this dude. Preferably with Gallus. Yeah, with Gallus. Gotta get that Berserk for him. Die. Die. Also die. And this dude die as well. Iris, what I'm just wondering right now, we tried talking with Oneida, and Oneida was very mean actually, but we never bothered trying to talk with Celan. Why? Like, he's still half of the conflict, and if we can negotiate with him, then it would not be me against both, but me and Celan against Oneida. It would be kinda nice. And a bit easier. Quite a bit easier. Okay, good night, computer player 1. Okay, it's a shame that he's not willing to approach me, like this dude. It would make things a lot easier if he did dare to approach me. First of all, die. Second of all, I'm not sure if that was smart of me. Third of all, die too. Yeah, but maybe he would stop trying to kill me and the humans. That's good enough. Like, the archer lady obviously has very racist views and is not willing to stop attacking. That's obvious by now. But that doesn't mean that he wouldn't, like, couldn't help me protecting the other innocent in this fight. Yeah, I do get the feeling of this out of our way over, we run you over kind of thing. That's right. That does fit. Anyway, now I'm running them over. Die. No. Oh, okay, we are still fine. Actually, where's my Shrek Slayer? My Shrek Slayer has to be somewhere around here, I think. Inky is meanwhile just still stealing villages. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, Tikali 04, I think. Let me just check the old name. Yeah, and Tikari renamed himself to Shrek Slayer 69420, just so I would name a unit after him. And yeah, he got his wish. The situation is not improving. If those reinforcements don't arrive soon, we won't be able to hold this place for much longer. So he said, well, I'm beating everyone up that approaches me, but okay. If you say so. Like, where is he? Where are you? There. There he is. Fire Fairy. Then first of all, die, all of you. Alright, I'm just gonna back up from over there and let them be fighted out. between each other. And yeah, that's easier for me. It's way easier. So yeah, obviously there is no use in leveling up any of the lawyer units, but it is a habit, so just let me level them up. So everyone can just like back the hell up. Then everyone seems to be safe. This one is a prime target for them, so they're just gonna focus him and ignore me instead, which is honestly quite nice. Right. Iris. So you've been working on something for Invasion of Dawn. Is it that item in scenario 22B? Where you were wondering what kind of item you could do without breaking the game? Okay, cool. I did see you writing something about a function that sometimes revives the unit it's killed, so yeah, this sounds fun. But to be honest, since I've played Invasion of Dawn just recently, it's gonna be like 3 months or something before I'm gonna play it again. Sorry. But I'm glad that I could give you some inspiration there. Or adding another item. Die. Run. Well, when you say it, you can't guarantee that it won't break the game. Do you mean like, I don't know, Übergales, or like Argon level of damage? Did you also see me putting this loyalist placeholder down in the Discord chat? That was about in the previous scenario when we met up with Niaden, that Underdog. It said something about he was the patrol leader before the loyalists attacked, and loyalists is like. It's like the only time ever when we refer to the Chaos Empire as loyalists. So yeah. So I'm just wondering if loyalists is the way you wanted to name them, or if that's an accident. Also, this guy is now taking my villages, and I do not approve. So there is a way to. Is something this new item would break the game in a way, but you do not care to fix it? Like, is it not that bad, or is it actually a cool way, or I don't know. Is it just not relevant in most cases? It's a holdover from original if you. Then I'm just gonna say where it's written so you can find it. So you won't have trouble finding it when you want to fix it. Great. Then die. Die, please. I said, please. So rude of you to ignore me. Perfect. So, yeah, let's focus on that. I've got a lot of unit advancements here. Like, Verify is not quite available yet, but Focus is finished for this episode. Thorns can be upgraded a lot, and Strength a lot as well. Oh yeah, and I will get now explanation for the new item. I'm listening. But I'm also trying to destroy the elves over there at the same time. So please don't be mad at me if I miss something or take a moment to respond. So yeah, I don't need my human allies anymore to dish out any damage. I can just like move them from there and let the elves take over. Okay, so it's not an explanation for the item, but for the placeholder of loyalists. So I'm just gonna read this out. Originally in the Invasion from the Unknown, the Chaos Imperial's troops were often referred to as the loyalists. A lot of people were confused by this, so Invasion from the Unknown 2.0 so for Invasion from the Unknown 2.0 I edited out all instances in Invasion from the Unknown. However, I didn't realize that After the Storm had that mention still from early development. So yeah, that's the explanation why it was still left in. And what can I say except thanks for putting in this effort. So those guys, like especially this guy, is easily to kill, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do now. Then I have to stop this one from taking even more of my villages already. I don't have to, but I would really like to. Like, it's my XP and my gold. I'm gonna keep it. Ouch! That hurt! Die! Also this one, certainly. Die. I do not want them to level up. Then this one has to die as well. I'm just have him around, so I'm gonna make use of him. Didn't actually mean to give him the kill. Then also die. Boom. So I think Igor deserves a kill. There you go, Christmas present. Although it's kinda out of season right now. Okay, so yeah, I'm secure as can be. I don't see me dying anytime soon. I wonder if Gallus is gonna help. It's gonna call for more help now, because we can't manage the enemies. But well. Iris, you may be saying that the elves are not doing well in this playthrough, but they have never been doing well in any playthrough I've ever had with them. It's usually even easier because I use undead, and except shamans they do not have any ways to damage them to begin with, so they get slaughtered instead. Okay, so apparently it's time to buff the elves, and if I may suggest something, I would just say higher income, because if you like, the initial push is of course pretty strong, but as you can see, once I'm through that initial push, there is not much they can do Like you could maybe add more loyal reinforcements, or as I said, more income, or also enable them to have a couple of level 2 units they can recruit, like a limited number of them on the field at the same time. I think that's pretty, yeah, that is possible to do this stuff of having a fixed having only so many units on the field, kind of one unit on the field at the same time. Like the reason why an Invasion from the Unknown and After the Storm are not expert campaigns, but yeah, intermediate campaigns, is because the enemies are usually not allowed to recruit level 2 units, which would make my life far harder than it is right now. Yes, as long as it's level 1 units, I have good... I should be able to deal with them from the second or third scenario onwards, without too much trouble. More XP for Gallus. This one doesn't need a healer, it just moves to the forest, and it's gonna be fine. Because of Sylvan Spark. Very useful when you don't have a healer at hand. So there should be some Elvish Ranger around, which I can farm for XP. Okay, so why Iris is not quite as willing to let those guys recruit the enemy computers to recruit high level units, because they tend to focus on, well, recruiting high level units instead of focusing on numbers, or making sure that their numbers do not suffer too much from it. So for example, instead of buying bunch of drones, or in this case of the elves, like how much gold does this one cost? Like 26. Okay, instead of 2 fighters, they would recruit 1 elvish hero. Or instead of 2 archers, 1 marksman, and a small number of enemies is far more easily picked off than a huge one. So that's true indeed. And is a fair argument for not recruiting high level units. But at the same time, a small number of high level units has a higher chance of killing my unit than a huge number of level 1 units, because they can focus their damage far more. So in that way they are far greater threat, and they have a far easier time causing losses to me. Like, only so many units can attack me at once if they do not die immediately when they attack me. So yeah, stronger units means more damage per turn. Damn it, that one escaped. You know, Iris does do that sometimes, just wanted to explain why it's not always done. And I can remember a couple of exceptions, for example when you fight underground with next to the dwarves, the enemy does recruit a couple of level 2 units, each of them. Like for example in Strike on Herfka, or this kind of meeting when you met Alturin for the first time. Yeah, I think there were level 2 units around. Die. So yeah, sadly I'm not allowed to kill him and to kill her. But I can of course keep advancing on her. And try to kill some of the Guardians. Like, not sure if it's worth it, but it is possible indeed. Yeah, as you can see, I'm scaring them. Good reason, to be honest. I am very scary indeed. Good job, Inky. You earned some XP. Then... Okay, doesn't look like they are willing to attack me anytime soon. And... oh, there's the Guardian. It's apparently even an Avenger instead of just a Ranger, as I thought. Interesting. Die. So first of all, this one, of course. Like I say, of course, but in this case there was really no difference between which of them I'm gonna attack. The only difference was in between which of the sprites using to attack first, and I should have used this one and finished off with this one, because this one is the dude with the ideal distribution of what's it called? Traits. Actually, let's look at my losses. One bowman, and I'm sorry for letting you die. You did not deserve that. Yeah, we've almost made it. Just a couple of turns left. Yeah, okay. Die. More XP. So one more level up and we've got Berserk. See? Just one more turn. One more level up. Then like this. Okay, too many units can reach. So let's be safe about this. And yeah, there was no reason actually to send Igor back there, because this fight over there is done before anything happens. Whoops, I should have stayed on the forest, because on sand I've got far less of a chance to dodge. Then... last two turns. Almost made it. Okay, this was not a difficult scenario, but long anyway, because you have a lot of units to move. And also a lot of units attacking you in the first turn. Then... die. Oh damn, I love having one more strike available. This one die as well. Like, I'm not gonna actually level up any of those. I'm gonna feed XP to this one instead, because then I can recall them in the next scenario or in one of the future ones. Let them tank like 2 hits or something, and then level them up, allowing me to freely heal them. Okay, so this one might actually die. Whoops. Whatever. think this is already last turn. We'll see. Also, I'm ending with 539 gold. What's gonna be a worthwhile experiment? Buffing the elves because, well, I'm shredding them too easily? Or what are you referring to, Iris? Whoops, I'm kinda forgetting a linear here XP wise. Okay, yeah, buffing them. Personally, I would love the most if they were calling upon reinforcements. So it wouldn't be just them throwing mindlessly more recruited units at me, but basically there being a story to it. Good job, Inky, you survived. And this is the last turn. A little bit more story I'm gonna read out, and then I'm done for the day. The Grand Council arrives. Elves, stop this brutal bloodshed. You have slaughtered many innocent Northerners, humans, orcs, and elves alike. This dreadful display breaches the treaty we signed with Lord Gallus. We do not listen to human sub-people. What an ass. Then you shall listen to your own authorities. I came as soon as I could bring order to this chaos. No, whoops. I came as soon as I could to bring order to this chaos. You have not only disobeyed the will of your former leader, Lord Gallus, you also ignored the advice and command of Elinia, the Lady of Light herself. In light of these events and the terms of the treaty, the Grand Council has decided to banish the Elvish kind from the northern country. You shall put an end to your civil war and prepare to leave our territory before 5 days have passed, or we shall order our own troops to deal with you. We do not want to do this, and you are well aware that you are not at a numerical disadvantage. Did one of your kind kill the puny lord of these rebels as part of a ruse to banish us from the forests then? Listen, woe-spurned scum! Inodian was slain by no elf, human or orc. Oxford Comma sends its greetings. We have good reasons to think that the Chaos Emperor sent forth their mercenaries for the purpose of causing this revolt and sending us all to our doom. But we are not letting that happen. At least not today. This is not fair! Why should we pay for crimes committed by outsiders? Like, Gil, what the hell are you saying even? Your hands are not clean, Elf. How do you even dare to ignore that fact in front of the bearers of the law? Like, what? It is true. We've spilled much Elvish blood with this fight. Gallus and I shall leave these lands as soon as we can. But my lady, how? None of this is your fault. What? And now we are going to travel to Sogdan Island then? I swear that my people will never forget this, the most vile of treacheries. What? I cannot express, like, how? No. I shall withdraw my troops and my people from this accursed country today, but I do intend to return someday to demand proper justice. If the Lady of Light is willing to depart from these lands to never return because of our own misdeeds, then we shall abandon the country as well. Come with me, man. Sounds like Jesus, but okay. Elinia, can you tell us your plan? Also note how all the human units turned back to side 4 to purple, and obviously I'm not gonna follow you. There is a port to the west in the Bay of Tirigas. It's controlled by orcs, but perhaps we can find a way to bribe them so they land as ships and provisions. It is the only port that doesn't belong to the Airgraphy nowadays. That is... Pah! We shall go to Tirigas then. But how will we determine the location of the Zoctinal Island? That will be my job to do. Then, I suppose this is where it ends. What? Are you really sure about this, Igor? I thought you would prefer to live among your people in the West instead. I mean, yes, being with goblins is great. But I'm scared after what happened. You know, the whole cows thing? And it seems like the orc chieftains are still bad at girding the land from invaders from the south. No, I think I'm done being a village goblin. I'm gonna become a city goblin now. Huh. How would a filthy runt like you survive the perils of civilization, I wonder? Hey, I can do artsy stuff. Haven't you heard me sing before? Ahem. If I have to listen to that again, I swear to the dark gods. It has been a long journey for you, and we certainly cannot force you to stick around, considering all the dangers that await us next. I just hoped we will get to see each other again someday. I think I speak for all three of us when I say we are deeply grateful for your help and support, even through the most nightmarish of circumstances. We will miss you greatly. Best of luck, my friend. Aw, you guys, I'm tearing up. I will miss you too. Can we just... please, let us move on already. So, 539 remaining gold means 216 bonus gold for the next scenario. This is gonna help a lot. Anyway, that's the scenario, and yeah. He apparently joined the Grand Council side, if I'm seeing this correctly. And I do hope that I'm gonna see him again at some point. I didn't expect him to say goodbye right now, but I guess it did make sense. He wanted to travel with us to get to the Northlands, to get to safety. And here we are. After putting an end to civil war, of course. So yeah, and I'm also gonna say goodbye right now. It was fun, but I do need some sleep. I might play tomorrow again, but that's really unsure and shaky. So for now, goodbye and thanks for watching.